I'm on TV. Hey everybody, it's Jules. Welcome to All Things Iceland. I am obviously very energized and stoked to be sharing with you that I am on the latest show, or new show, called Geography of Bliss, which is hosted by Rainn Wilson, who, if you watch The Office, he's an iconic character. He played an iconic character named Dwight. And first it was fascinating meeting him and spending time with him throughout the day. And there's a segment that I'm in the show. So the show altogether is 55 minutes long. Whew, it's surreal just thinking about it. And my reaction to this, which is what I'm doing in this video, is gonna be a little bit different than what I initially intended. But if you're curious about the show, and if you haven't seen it already, please go and watch it. It's on Peacock, which is NBC's streaming network. And I'll have a link to it down below. If you have seen the show, definitely let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you're planning on seeing it, I would love to hear that too. Because beside myself, there are also other amazing individuals who are featured on the show that share their perspective from such fascinating angles. And it was amazing just to be included in this and share my perspective. And also at the same time, bizarre, just like getting the opportunity to see myself interacting with this huge star who's super nice, and we had a lovely time. So just to get to the point of my reaction, and what I intended to do was, and I actually already filmed this on May 18th when that episode about Iceland came available. I was watching the show, filming like I am right now, and doing the whole thing. I edited it, all that jazz, put it up on YouTube, and I got copyright claims. And to be fair, I get it. NBC doesn't want any of their content to be used outside of their streaming, so I just decided to strip this all the way down and not use any of those like videos or audio that is a part of the show, just so that I could get the message out there that I'm on the show. And in addition, give some context to the show, because there are a couple of things in there that I feel would be helpful to address and just interesting altogether for me to be able to talk about and share with all of you. The one thing that comes up though that I think is really important, at least for me to address, is that in it they talk about Rainn I, so my ex-husband, or very soon to be ex-husband because the divorce is not finalized yet. So if you're new to my channel but you've already seen the show, then of course you're aware that I married an Icelander, which is totally true. And we filmed this show, Geography of Bliss, filmed more than a year ago. And it was in post-production when they asked me, the producers of that show asked me, if I could share with them some pictures or videos of Rainn together so that they could showcase, you know, the fact that I married this individual. And I told them. So things have changed in our relationship to the point where we have talked about and decided to split. And I don't really think it's like that great of an idea to show pictures of him or video of him in this episode. Well, the producers then came back and responded, and of course they were really nice about it, saying, you know, they were sorry to hear that, and they were wondering if maybe he would be open to it still. So then that kind of went ahead, and he did end up saying yes, which was very nice of him, and signing, you know, papers. I had to sign papers too and all that jazz to release content and everything else. So that's just something I wanted to clear up, is that this was over a year ago, and a lot of things have changed in my life since that show was actually taped. So the gist of the show is that Rainn, who is getting to know different aspects of Iceland regarding happiness or even traditions in the country, because that's what Geography of Bliss is all about, is really diving into happiness and how people kind of find that and cultivate that in their lives in different countries. So with me, he wanted that outsider perspective that moved in to Iceland and integrated into society, especially one coming from a person that's from the US. And I was just really honored that they chose me to share my story, because for me, this is bigger than just being on TV. When I was moving or even just visiting Iceland, I was really hoping to see other people who are either other women, marginalized communities, minorities, people of color, Black people. I was looking to see all of that to understand if this was a safe place for me, if this is a place where I could move, you know, just because you want to feel like you're welcomed. And I just was really grateful the fact that my Icelandic family at the time, so my ex's family, had always been really welcoming. And then I made friends who were Icelanders or people who were also like foreign nationals like myself. And I felt really welcome, and I have continuously felt that, and I feel really grateful. Of course, life has its ups and downs, but this has been such a transformative period in my life. Living here for almost 7 years and feeling like it's home is amazing. So to be able to share that insight on the show and hear from people like you, some of you who are either have similar skin tone as me or similar backgrounds or women or from the United States or whatever, you just resonate in whatever way that you do with my content, to hear or feel like Iceland is potentially for you, or you learn more about it through what I share, is huge to me and was the whole reason why I started All Things Iceland in the first place. So I really appreciate that, and I'm always so grateful to have this platform and all the other places that I post, like on Instagram, TikTok, my All Things Iceland podcast. It is such a privilege, I feel like, to be able to share this information, live here, and provide you with more insights. Some of the other things that we talk about are whether or not I'm gonna be staying in Iceland for the long haul. We go on an Ísbíl tour, which is an ice cream road trip, so you'll see that too. And Rainn tries a very intense licorice ice cream. I would not recommend this for the majority of people, especially if you're not so sure if you're gonna like licorice. If you do love it, dive right in. But if you are kind of like, when it comes to licorice, just take it easy. Don't go for all the fixings that are in that particular episode. Also, it was funny to me because we went to several other places than just the ice cream shop, but they only have so much time in the segment, so it really got cut down. And that was just hilarious to me. And we talked about a lot of things, but I think that the way that they cut it was really cool. The other thing that I loved so much about the episode is that they showcased my sister and my mom, who I am insanely close with. And when I didn't tell them that they were definitely putting that into the show, they had of course asked their permission too with a release form, but there's no guarantee that a shot's gonna make it into the show. So I just thought it was amazing that they did end up at the end of my segment, my mom and my sister, and we're in the Blue Lagoon, chilling out, having a good time. And those two people are such important parts of my life. So it was heartwarming to see them and for them to kind of come on this ride with me and being on this show as well. So with that, I do want to give a big shout out and thank you to Rainn Wilson, producers of Geography of Bliss, to Arctic Productions, who is a company here in Iceland, production company, that is the one that reached out to me, you know, scouted me out, if you will, to be on the show. And of course, like I mentioned, to all of you who watch and have made this so much fun for me to share, and have been such a supportive, amazing community. And I'm looking forward to continuously sharing and showcasing Iceland, whether it's on my channels or other opportunities that pop up, such as Geography of Bliss. So I highly recommend checking out the whole episode, which I mentioned is streaming on Peacock, which is the streaming service for NBC. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.